So this is the biceps brachii, and the biceps brachii has two heads. This is the medial head, so this is the short head, and this is the long head because it's lateral. On the arm model, you just want to orient yourself to what's medial and lateral, so that the tip of your shoulder, the end of the deltoid, to be the lateral side, and then the inside here would be the medial. So this is a medial, this is the short head, this is lateral, this is the long head. So your biceps brachii both insert into the radial tuberosity, and this flexes the forearm, and it helps to also supinate. When you move in like this, you can see the brachialis, which is underneath the biceps brachii. You could also see the brachialis if you take this off. So this is the brachialis muscle. Okay. So if we put this back on. The triceps brachii are on the back, right? So it's a posterior compartment of the arm. The triceps has three heads, so there's one here, two, three. They all insert onto the olecranon process, which is your elbow. And again, you have a medial head, which is your most medial. It's small, so this is the medial head. The lateral head is the most lateral, so this is our lateral side at the tip of the shoulder. This is the lateral head. And in between the lateral head and the medial head, we have the long head. Okay? So these three muscles, all they do is they extend the forearm. Okay, so now let's turn to our flexors. So down in the forearm, we're going to have a muscle here, this large one that's basically on the lateral side of the forearm. This is your brachioradialis. And this one starts off on the humerus and goes all the way down to the styloid process of your radius. Okay, so that's your brachioradialis. If you turn towards the flexors, okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 superficial muscles. So in class I told you to say PF, PF. We can do it like this if you guys go. So the small one is your pronator teres. Then the first F is your flexor carpi radialis. Okay, the carpi refers to the wrist, so it's going to flex your wrist. And radialis means it's on the radial side, so the thumb side. Then we have palmaris longus. This one inserts, it goes right down the middle of the model, it has a pin in it, and then it inserts into a broad palmar aponeurosis, which is, you don't see it in this model. So this is palmaris longus. And then here we have another flexor carpi ulnaris, right, because we're on the pinky side. So again, PF, PF, pronator teres, flexor carpi radialis, palmaris longus, flexor carpi ulnaris. Underneath these guys, you can see the flexor digitorum superficialis. This is an intermediate muscle, so it's not on top. It's not superficial, but it's not deep either, because there's deeper muscles. So flexor digitorum superficialis is going to flex the middle phalanx of digits 2 through 5. Okay, if we take off this piece, we can see the deeper muscles underneath. So we can see our flexor digitorum profundus, and this one happens to have the hole in it. So flexor digitorum profundus is going to go to flex the digits 2 through 5, the distal phalanx. Then on the thumb side, we're going to have our flexor pollicis longus. And then we have a little tiny muscle here, very, very deep. This is our pronator quadratus. Okay. So those are all the muscles of the anterior forearm. And then if we turn back to the posterior side, again, here is our brachioradialis on the thumb. And then we turn to the back. And then the first muscle we come to is your extensor. Now we have all extensors on the back. Extensor carpi radialis longus. Extensor carpi radialis brevis. This one in the middle is extensor digitorum. Then we have a little guy that peeks out, and this is our extensor digiti minimi. It has a pin in it, so that's a landmark. And then we, as we rotate along, this is our extensor carpi ulnaris. And then our next one right by the elbow, which is here, is our anconius. Okay? And if we flip back around, we're back at our flexors. So notice that at the pinky, ooh, we have to move. Okay, so at the pinky we have this is our flexor carpi ulnaris. This one is our extensor carpi ulnaris. Okay, so they're right on the pinky. If we go to the thumb, well, this is a little bit different because brachioradialis is in between. But we have the flexor carpi radialis, and then we have jump over the brachioradialis, and we have two extensor carpi radialis muscles. Okay. All right, so in the deep compartment of the posterior forearm, we're going to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 muscles. Okay, so here's our supinator. Then we have our abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis, there's no number, extensor pollicis longus, and then this one way in the corner is extensor indicis. Okay, so it goes S, A, E, E, E. Supinator, abductor pollicis longus, extensor pollicis brevis, extensor pollicis longus, extensor indicis.